this out. I gotta talk about this drama with Doctor Disrespect, the timing of it, what people are saying, and how. Um, Something needs to be said because people are dogpiling and there's no evidence. All right, so Saturday, Saturday, we're gonna commenting on recent events, then gaming, then gaming. Going to going to be all over the place with fun with content today. Uh, criticizing criticizing the dog piling on Doctor D on the Doctor D. All right, we're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go just chatting. All right. So let's talk about this. So someone comes out with a random tweet criticizing Doctor Disrespect. Live in 30 minutes. Oh, that was yesterday. Okay, a couple of days ago. All right, so I don't see anything there. Um, all right, so where's all the? Maybe I can find it here. Okay, former Twitch employee makes allegations against unnamed banned streamer. Right, unnamed. And then everybody now is just saying, "Oh, it's the doc, it's the doc, it's the doc." Right. So in 2020, when this happened, this was at the height of the hysteria of the Trump, Clinton, and the derangement syndrome and the identity politics that was going on in America and collectively in the West, right? 2016, Hillary Clinton lost the election to Trump. And then for the next 4 years, there we had this Russia collusion, Spygate. We had all these attacks on Trump. Oh, he's a misogynist. He's this. He's that. He's this. He's that. And they never got over losing, right? And they turned him into the boogeyman. And then they equated anybody that supports or is conservative as racist, misogynistic, incels, um, haters of the LGBT community, every type of bad name they were people on the conservative side were given, right? And when he was let go and no one was able to talk about it, my opinion at the time was someone in Amazon or Twitch, one of the top brass on the board or the CEO was a hardcore Biden support Clinton Democrat, and the last thing they wanted was somebody wearing red and black, the colors of Trump, the colors of the conservative, a major influencer on Twitch, one of the most popular men on the space at the time. The last thing they wanted was him promoting family, church, God, conservatism, loving your country, loving your love. They don't want those kind of people on the platform. And so, in my opinion, that's where it came from. Is he was just banned for something. Who knows? Nobody knows, though, right? They definitely got rid of the influencer, and there's narratives that are controlled in the world. Narratives are pushed through the media. They're pushed through influencers. They're pushed uh, daily to keep people thinking a certain way, to keep people locked in on a certain topic and ideology. And I believe that's what was behind removing the doc. So he sued Twitch. There was a lawsuit, and it was settled out of court. Lawsuit Twitch. He sued them, not the other way around. So let's have a quick look at what this is from years ago. Okay, this is from 2 years ago. So the thing happened in 2020. At one point, Dr. Disrespect was among the most viewed and most popular streamers on Twitch. Right? One of the most popular. And this is right before the election in 2020 when Biden, right? The last thing they wanted was this guy influencing millions of kids to vote conservative, right? This is real. This is how politics work in America and the world at large. It's done through social media, it's done through the news, it's done through, and now with the rise of influencers, it's done through that. That's why you have all these accounts that promote politics. It says the reason for Doc's permanent ban is still unknown, and neither party or any outsiders get indications of why the former face of Twitch, right? So if he did something wrong, like being, like any kind of like pedophilia or like, inappropriate contact with minors, there would have been a lawsuit against him, right? He would have been charged. They would have been forwarded to the police. And he would have been charged with that, especially if they were true or had any validity because of who he is, and the powers that be would definitely want to get rid of somebody like that, right? Twitch vaguely claimed that Dr. Serp violated the site's community guidelines or terms of service and remarked on the general applicability of its policies. We take appropriate action when we have evidence a streamer has acted in violation of our community guidelines or TOSS. Right. But they don't say what. It wasn't his first ban, blah, blah, blah. DMC violations, right? Okay. He made a switch to YouTube. It came at a cost. He lost all those contracts. He said he knew the reason in 2021 and he intended to sue Twitch for damages. Right. He sued them. So this is a really, really important point. Okay? This is not the actions of somebody who got caught doing shameful behavior, trying to, what this rumor that they're saying, he tried to contact a minor and sexted them and then tried to meet up at the TwitchCon. So he's suing the fuck out of Twitch. So then he resolved his legal dispute shortly after, March of 2022. No party admits to any wrongdoing. It's a very common out-of-court settlement. And they paid out his full contract, right? Now you fast forward to a couple years later, and all of a sudden there's all these new allegations, right? Cody Connors took to X, formerly Twitter, to share. An unnamed male streamer was caught sexting a minor using Twitch's whisper features. And then so no evidence, just a claim, right? Some guy, I can work for fucking the NHL and share a rumor about a player, but that doesn't make it true just because I work for the NHL or I clean the lockers of the hockey team. You know what I mean? Like, that's not fucking evidence. So the Doctors for Disrespect said this case was settled, there's no wrongdoing, and they paid out the whole contract. So I just want to talk about rumors and how far and fast they can get out there. Like, why is this guy so glad it's finally out there? So what is the actual allegation? Sexting somebody and arranging to meet at TwitchCon. So what is TwitchCon? Let's look at TwitchCon. Pretty sure TwitchCon is all about streamers and people in the Twitch streaming space going there and fans going there to meet their favorite streamers. That's the whole point of TwitchCon. The whole point is to meet your fans. So I don't find it weird at all that somebody would talk to a fan on their stream and say, yeah, I'm going to be at TwitchCon. Yep, come up and say hi, or yep, sure, whatever, right? Now, how do you know who you're talking to when someone's messaging you on Twitch? You can only go by face value and what you assume they're presenting in front of you, right? So, like, there's no ID system in the chat. Like, when I go to Twitch here, right, and I go watch like Asmongold's stream, Like, there's no, there's no, right? It's just, look, how do I know who any of these people are? The only information I can find out is, maybe they've got some, a sub, a moderator, blah, 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 blah. So I type hello. Hope you all having a good day. Nobody's going to know who I am or what I'm about or anything like that. So I find it very odd that this is the accusation that they're all dogpiling on him about, right? I mean, because like that's the literal point of TwitchCon. The whole point of it is for fans to meet their favorite streamers. It's like a big convention. That's the whole point of the show. It's like Comic Con. You go to Comic Con to see all the latest comics and all the latest stuff in the genre. Meet a comic book writer or an author, an actor. Get some signatures signed. Like that's the whole point of those events. So why is it a bad thing that if this is true, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't seem genuine. It feels like a distraction from this latest news here. Where is it? There was a very prominent Democratic. Where is it? So here, the leader of the Maryland LGBTQ Democrats got caught in a pedophile sting trying to meet up with a 14-year-old boy. Now, this guy was tweeting this young little boy talking about like anal sex and all sorts of like gross things. And he went to go meet this kid, but he was actually set up by these people and they busted him. Now, this guy is a very prominent in the state of Maryland in the Democratic Party. And one of the narratives going around with conservatives is that a lot of the people behind the LGBTQ community are groomers, right? They're literally grooming kids to be sexualized and to normalize pedophilia. We know that there's laws in place now to normalize pedophilia and to decriminalize it and to say that this is a normal thing. Minor attracted people is perfectly normal and da 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 da. Right?
Anyway, you're the
so this is the dude here.
LGBTQ Dems in Maryland.
Okay. So he's busted by these guys.
For?
Okay, this happened yesterday.
Like okay, just more of a volunteer type thing.
So what I'm going to suggest to you is that the Dr. Disrespect shade being thrown is an intentional distraction from this massive story that came out yesterday of this guy being busted. And then they even share his text messages and the things that he was saying to this young kid, right? Because this guy is like a prominent member of the Democratic Party in the state of Maryland and a full LGBTQ supporter. So he's a groomer.
Is it like a super PAC or something, or is it just... Okay.
So one of the common things in media and politics and disinformation is when something happens that you don't want people to talk about or know, you put a bunch of other stories out there to get people distracted on those stories so that nobody talks about the thing you're trying to keep under wraps, right? This is why when there's shootings, mass shootings, and they're done by like immigrants and black people and persons of color, minorities, the news primarily tries to not talk about it. But anytime it's done by a white male, it's all over the news and there's cries of being Nazis and racists and like these agendas are real. There's active subversion of the truth and society and trying to create narratives so that people fall in line politically and act the way that the people that control the world want them to act, right? There's reasons for everything in the media, especially. So
said here, like,
listen,
I want to rape you. I want to see how much of a faggot you are. What was kind of said about that?
Yeah. I like the fantasy, and he seemed to enjoy it. And I didn't know this person, and I never intended to.
Yeah, right. You never did. Sure, bro. That's why you actually literally went to go meet the kid, right?
You never said it's okay if you want to jerk off looking at it, talking about your dick. And you said, stop by this morning so I can stretch your
So this
hole,
guy knows he's
faggot.
14.
Can't wait to make you my little... And this was
14,
later
okay?
4 days later with no response. Can't wait to make you my little cum dump, baby boy. Okay.
Okay. So this is really bad. Bad look for the LG. It's Pride Month, right? June is Pride Month, and now we have. So one of the things that we see with this is this person here. Now let's look at some of the things that she's been saying lately about. Like there's a whole back and forth about incels and grooming and pedophilia, and it looks like she erased that tweet. She made a tweet a couple days ago, and it was just the word incel over and 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 over again. I responded to it because it was disgusting to me because she. So, let's see if I can find it. She might have erased the tweet. It was just from a couple days ago. Maybe it's not in there. Maybe it's in the replies. Oh, I didn't. Okay, I'm in the replies. Right. So, anyways, I don't see it. So she must have erased the tweet, which is fine. So, but I wanted to just make a point with her. Just so like here, she's saying all the people asking for evidence are coping so hard. If you think Twitch banned one of their top streamers for no reason with no evidence, so right off the bat, she's creating straw man arguments, right? So, and also she's being dismissive and implying that you don't need evidence for crazy claims. So here's a website, a list of 10 people whose lives were completely ruined by the media for usually fake things, right? Stories, wild accusations, things that happen, and then these people lives are ruined, their credibility is destroyed even though they didn't do anything wrong because of how the media snowballs claims against somebody. So this Dr. Disrespect thing started yesterday. Now today we've got people snowballing it and dogpiling it, and now we've got like people like Caseytron saying that it's a done deal and anybody that disagrees is a part of the problem. See? Holy fuck, I hate this incel-fested industry so fucking much. Yet she's participating in it daily through multiple tweets. Her content, all she does is watch LGBTQ pop culture shows and then talk about anyone else as incels, right? This is all rumor. So, anyways, see, this is how she thinks. She calls any white man a privileged incel, So here we go. They deny the existence of trans people and create false narratives that LGBT are radicalizing children, right? This is the key issue, in my opinion, is this back and forth thinking that someone that disagrees with the trans ideology is a racist and a bad person, and at the same time denying the facts that grooming happens on a massive scale from these people that run these places. All right? Where's that story? Where'd it go? Oh, I must have changed the thing. But you get the point, right? Like, where did I put it? Hold on. Where is it? Here we go. Right? This guy.
I'm the LGBTQ DLC chair for the Maryland Democratic Party, and I'm here.
So he's the chair for the Democratic Party. Okay, this is like a top dog in the state in the Democratic Party, who's also a fucking groomer for kids. Okay, this is the truth.
Which all started in 1969 at the Stonewall riots.
Okay,
first time ever.
So in my opinion, the dogpiling that's happening on Dr. Disrespect is not a coincidence. The timing is perfectly in sync with this news and with the narratives that they're creating. The election coming up in a few months. It's all about shitting on conservative voices and promoting leftist ideologies, many of which have missed the plot. So here's the text. This is what we got. This kind of texting, yeah, here we are complaining because apparently Dr. Disrespect texted somebody. Okay? It's literally one for one sexting accusations, right? And then disinformation about Dr. Disrespect. And so I'm calling on the community to stop spreading rumors and ruining people's lives. Like all the people asking for evidence or coping so hard, like that's crazy to me. You can't just vilify somebody because someone said a rumor. That is against the law, even. That is called defamation of character. And look at this 322 people have liked this comment to defend a pedophile. So they're calling him a pedophile when we literally have an actual pedophile for the Democratic Party, the LGBT community, head of the thing in the state of Maryland, busted for doing that very thing. We have the tweets, we have him caught, we have him admitting it, that it was a fantasy, and blah, 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 blah. Yet, this is what everybody's focusing on, and I'm calling it out as a crock of shit. Now, I don't know the reason why Dr. Disrespect was saying. I have my ideas, which I've shared at the top of the video. You know, I think it has to do with identity politics and conservative and liberalism and pushing an agenda, subverting our society, keeping people off balance and off base and chasing phantoms and being angry. And while we do this, we aren't paying attention to our food, the cost of homes, our health care, and the corruption in our society, the endless wars, the genocide in Israel and Gaza. Like, as long as we're talking about this stuff, we ain't talking about those things, right? And that's the whole point of subverting a society, is to break it down. You destroy the family unit, you destroy the values, you attack the values that create healthy families and wonderful Western society, all the great innovations and societies we've built. So that's what I think this is all about, is a distraction from the truth. And so that's what I wanted to talk about right there. So I'm just going to leave it there, and I'm going to stop the stream, and I'm going to encourage people to stop promoting bullshit and rumors and wake the fuck up. All right? So I'm going to stop that stream there so I can start again and then not have to edit it, because it's just easier for me. So peace out. Stay awake. Converse. Educate yourself. And don't believe the hype.